Gather around, because today we are ripping the mask off one of the biggest lies being pushed by the radical left and their friends in the corporate media. They want you to believe Washington, D.C., the very heart of our republic, is a safe, thriving city. They want you to think crime is under control, that the streets are secure, and that everyday families can walk freely without fear. But let me tell you the truth, straight from someone who's lived there for 15 years and seen it with his own eyes. This isn't about political talking points or media spin. This is about survival in a city where lawlessness runs rampant, where hard-working Americans face muggings, shootings, carjackings, and worse, all while politicians in power play games. Instead of protecting the people, this is about a man whose own home was set ablaze with his infant child, inside by criminals who walk the streets freely while the left argues about optics. This is about neighbors held at gunpoint for $20, about innocent lives lost to senseless violence, and about leaders who care more about attacking President Trump than stopping the bloodshed. And today, we're going to hear the cold, hard truth from Benny Johnson, a man who's lived through the chaos and is finally speaking out. If you've been told D.C. is safe, buckle up, because that narrative is about to get blown apart. Benny Johnson shares his harrowing personal experiences: muggings, theft, a carjacking, murders captured on his Ring camera, mass shootings, and an arson attack on his home with his infant child inside. He calls out reporters who claim D.C. is safe, saying no parent should endure what his family went through. Benny thanks officials for taking steps to secure the city, and asks about Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton's attacks on President Trump for deploying the National Guard. The speaker responds with sympathy, noting many D.C. residents share the same fears and frustrations. A May 2024 Washington Post poll revealed 65% of D.C. residents view crime as extremely or very serious, up from 56% the year before. Democrats are accused of rejecting law and order simply because the initiative came from President Trump. The speaker says crime, violence, and property theft should unite Americans, not divide them. President Trump is willing to work with Democrats to restore safety, but the left refuses to cooperate. Trump's decision to federalize the National Guard is called historic, already producing real results. Early wins include removing violent offenders, arresting criminals, and taking drugs and guns off D.C. streets. Patriots, this is the crossroads we're at. On one side, you have bold leadership action, not empty promises protecting American citizens. On the other side, you have career politicians clinging to power, willing to sacrifice your safety just to score political points. President Trump didn't sit back and hope crime would magically disappear. He took decisive action, federalizing the National Guard, cleaning up the streets, and sending a clear message that lawlessness will not be tolerated in America's capital. Pelosi, Clinton, and their allies would rather watch D.C. spiral into chaos than admit the president is doing something right. But real Americans know the truth. Safety is not partisan, it's essential. Our children, our families, and our future depend on it. It's time to reject the lies, stand with law and order, and fight for an America where every street, every neighborhood, and every city is safe again. Patriots, the battle for our country's safety starts now.